Yo guys, so we're back for a new tutorial, and as you can see, this beat is like going so hard for real. This beat is like really insane. It's truly one of the darkest beats I've ever made. Like, this beat is insane for real. All right, let's get to the breakdown. Don't forget, before going to the breakdown, don't forget that you can subscribe, guys. It helps the channel a lot. Don't forget that you can also like the video if you liked the video, right? And you can also leave a comment, I don't know, maybe anything. And don't forget that there's also my summer drum kit that is still available, and all of my other drum kits, loop kits, sample kits, and multi-kits on my website emotionalwave.com. I'm gonna see y'all there. All right. Oh, and by the way, everything's free. All right, so the first preset that we used actually is the wingling analogy preset. As you can see, it has a weird sound that I really liked, so I was like, it's going pretty hard. And what I did is I just like filtered it. As you can see, just filtered it a little bit, filter the frequencies, especially the lows, the highs, and also did it here. So with the fast EQ on the FL, so just lowered again the lows and the highs a lot. As you can see, for the chord progression, this one is pretty complex. As you can see, the chords are really stuck together. That's something you want to do, especially when you're making dark stuff. So the chord is actually, it's an A sharp chord, as you can see, and I break it down. As you can see, we have a C sharp minor chord. So how to build that chord first? Really simple actually. Place your bass note. So we're going to go from A sharp then to F, and what I did is I just placed an A like this, right? I went there to view scale highlighting. I chose my root note and the scale minor natural. So as you can see, all the white notes are in scale and all the black notes are out of scale. And what you can do is just do the skip place method, which is pretty simple. Basically, you're going to take the first note, so this is going to be A sharp, and we're going to skip the first one that we see, so it's going to be C, and we're going to place the one above on the scale. All right, it's going to be C sharp. And we do it again, D sharp, we skip, and we place F, and that's how you get that chord. Now that's where it gets a little more complicated, a little more jazzy. See, that's what you gotta do. You gotta have more complex chords. All right, so the first thing I did is I took the A sharp and I copied it there, and the other thing I did is I used this note, all right, and I just placed in C. I just placed it in C because they're close together and they sound good already. Like if I show you, right, it sounds dark, it sounds nice. The only problem is that it sounded a little bit too dark, so I just put the C sharp one octave up, so right there. And as you can see, this is gonna sound even darker with not that many low frequencies, which is good. As you can see, it has more higher frequencies than before. Yeah, and that's why it's better. And I just did a really simple interval here with the D sharp. So it's just me experimenting with the notes, because sometimes, like, as you can see, the pattern is pretty repetitive. So I just changed the last note just to, you know, have a more like beautiful chord. And it's pretty simple. As you can see, it's the skip place method with the C like this. And for F, I just copied the chord. All right, I just copied that and went 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, really simple, really nice, and this is how the chord progression sounds like. Yo, the preset is insane for real. I love it. The preset is insane. What I also did is I actually used another piano. Like, so this one is a phrase that you're gonna find on Omnisphere, but I just bounced it into audio and I don't have the presets. My fault. My PC started lagging with that one, so I just bounced it. I'm just gonna show you how it sounds, but it sounds pretty dark already. It's a really nice high frequency texture. So now we're gonna have the bass, so the sub bass, and I use the modulo juice bass from Omnisphere. All right, Omnisphere and Zenlogic, those are gonna be your best friend for really dark type beats. And this one is just following the chord progression and the pattern for like the 808 that I'm gonna show you after. I mean, I can show you right now. It's pretty simple. Basically, we're gonna follow the chord progression first. So we have A sharp, then F, and what I did is, as you can see there, it's the first bar. All right, for the first bar, you're gonna take your A and stretch it like this. All right, but you're not gonna end it here. You're just gonna shrink it a little bit so that it ends on the third beat. All right, you're just gonna take that and copy it again, and now once you have 3 notes, the last one, you're gonna cut it like this, that it ends at the start of the third bar, and now you have a 2-bar pattern like this. You can just copy it, add more notes to it, change it a little bit so that it sounds more bouncy and everything. And once you have a pattern that looks like this, I mean, you're ready to go. All right, by the way, this is the pattern that we're going to use for the 808, and also sometimes with the snare. I'm going to show you everything. All right, don't worry. Pretty nice. I love this preset. This preset is really good. All right, now we're gonna use Analogy, the AX classic lead. This one is really nice, again, for leads. And for that preset, it's just an arpeggio like this, going from F to our bass note, which is A sharp. So really simple, just playing all the notes that are in the scale. By the way, I forgot, but for the bass, I just lowered the lows and the highs because you don't need highs in the bass, basically. So yeah, you see what I mean. And also for the pattern one, so the high texture I showed you, I just lowered all the lows and the mids, and I also lowered the highs because might be a little bit harsh, you know, with the high frequencies. So you gotta be careful there. And as you can see here, I told you that you gotta be careful, but sometimes you can also boost them to add a nice texture, a nice high texture like layer on your beats. This is really good, by the way. And as you can see, I lowered the lows again just to make sure that there's nothing clashing. And also, as you can see, I put it wide mode, so stereo separation about 40%. And for the lead that I showed you, as you can see, just lowered all the lows and the mids, because usually mids we don't like them on leads. I mean, leads are made for higher frequencies, right? Now the second lead that is kind of going to respond to the first lead, because as you can see, the first lead, it was playing F to A sharp, and this one's gonna play A sharp to F. All right, but the first one played here on the first bar, and the second one's playing on the second bar. All right, that's how you create a call and response. This is really good, by the way, for any type of beats. When you're using leads, try to use the call and response technique. So place one lead that is going to do the call and another one that's going to do the response, and this is the response. All right, and for the preset, I use the GP6 rings from Xenology again, and this is how it sounds like. Yeah, that one's really good. That one's really good. I like it. And again, same thing. As you can see, lower the lows and the mids. You want to have only the higher frequencies. Now, this preset is really good. This one is really nice. It's the Brxst LNGFL from Xenology. This is a really great preset. I use it for like new jazz and stuff, but I don't know why here, but it creates a nice atmosphere and a nice like surprise. You see what I mean? Like, it's pretty fast, but with the beat, it sounds insane. And plus, you don't need to mix it. It's already pretty nicely mixed. You just need to volume stage, as you can see, and also play with the stereo separation. Oh, I forgot, but it's playing the A sharp chord, and this one is literally an A sharp chord with a lot of notes that are not in the scale. Pretty basically, I have note like tips for that one, because that one is just the chord from the chord progression that I copied. As you can see, if I brought this to C sharp, then we have an A sharp chord, and that one is just into a D because you need to change it sometimes. You need to change the sound and everything. I mean, it sounds better like this. And then my favorite pad on Xenology, the band pad preset, that one is insane. Like I say every time, but this one is different. I mean, it's really good. And I just copied the chord progression, as you can see. For that one, just play with the frequencies, lower the lows, lower the highs, and just brought up a little bit those mids because you need it. I mean, they sound good, they sound nice, why not use it? And also use the stereo separation again, you feel me, just to separate it a little bit from the main thing. And we're almost done with the melodies. Just one last preset, the Super Soaky 2 from Xenology again. I told you, Omnisphere, Purity, all those old plugins are really good, and I just copied the chord progression again. That one is already playing a really high frequencies, so as you can see with the EQ, it's just gonna emphasize that really high frequencies layer. So lower the lows, the mids, brought up a little bit those highs, and make sure not to go close to those really highs because it's gonna be a little bit harsh in the ears. So yeah, also I told you, stereo separation again. I mean, it's getting like, it's a habit now. I do it every time. It's a habit, guys. Sorry, my fault. All right, now let's get to the vocals. That one is really good, by the way, for the vocals. What I did is really complex. Basically, the vocals are from Splice. but I used many effects to make it sound really good. I'm gonna show y'all. Without the effects, that's how it sounds. As you can see, it sounds already really nice and really dark. Now I added a shaper box on the DJ Noise Chops preset and also a Pro Q just to filter the frequencies because it was a little bit harsh, especially in the mids, and I used the dynamic EQ for that one. Lower the lows, lower the highs, you feel me? Basic EQ. And with those effects, I mean, it sounds insane. I don't know why, but it sounds insane, bro. As you can see, the effects is, especially right now, they're a little bit random. It highly depends on the way you played it, but when I played it, it sounded like this. It sounded pretty different from what I have right now, which is from Shaperbox. Shaperbox is a really random effect. So yeah, this is what I got from like just experimenting with the plugin and everything, and I got this. But at least it's the right preset and it's the right thing that I showed you. It's just pretty different on the way it plays just because of Shaperbox, alright? It's like Kickstart sometimes. It doesn't go well when you re-record it, but when you record the first time, it's usually really good. And there, as you can see, it's pretty good. I did it another time, by the way. I used it another time with the same vocals. Here, as you can see, it's just a different phrase maybe for the vocals. All right, it's just a little bit faster, but it's the same one. And what I did is I used more effects for that one. I used Shaperbox with the crunch and pump preset. Kickstart, as I told you, to add that pulse effect. Pro Q to filter all the frequencies, especially the lows and the highs. And I also use Fresh Air, but the plugin is not working on my PC right now. But it's just you add a little bit of that higher frequencies, and this is how it's gonna sound like. As you can see, it sounds crazy. It sounds like those glitchy type of thing, alright? Yeah, really good, really good. I love it, I love it. Now, the last thing for the melodies especially is gonna be an effects. It's gonna be the big bell from my Summrs drum kit. So let me show you. Right, and I use the Summrs drum kit, and if you go there on drums, effects, it's gonna be the big bell preset. As you can see, it's just playing F and then C, and I just played with the rhythm so that it sounds really good. So by itself, it doesn't sound really good, but with the entire beat, it sounds fire for real. It sounds really good. Alright, now we're gonna add another effects, but it's not playing as an effects, it's more playing as a snare. And it's gonna be the snare S3X. I can't say the name, you know why, YouTube and everything. The thing I did with that one is I just copied it just before the hit, the first hit. I copied it and I reversed it just to add like a riser effect. And it's really good, especially off the start of beat, and I mean, it's playing. Y'all see what I mean? It's playing, yeah, like, yeah, I gotta use that null eye snare. It goes really well with dark beats, and this one is playing on the second beat, and I just placed one just a little bit before, as you can see right there, just to add, you know, a little bit more bounce to it. Then I used the tom, a snare tom, and it's playing on the second bar, on the third, and on the third here of those two beats right there. Then I added another snare. When I'm making like Hoodtrap, I like to layer snares. Instead of playing just on the third beat here, it's playing a little bit off delayed, see what I mean? Like, just to add more bounce to it again. It goes well with it, bro. And plus, as you can see, I added a reverb effect with the velocities. That's something you can do, like just copy it like this and right clicking. You can do it with right click, but you can also use left click, which is easier. And as you can see, you can just drag and it's gonna follow it. Now for the main snare, that's where the pattern is gonna be important. So I'm gonna show y'all. First, you're gonna need a good snare, and the snare I used is the snare edge from my Summrs drum kit right there, the snare edge. Alright, you need a dark snare, and what you want to do is place it on the first beat. So right there, first beat, pretty simple. Alright, and then what you want to do is go to the third beat right there, and instead of playing it right on the third beat, you're gonna go back 2. So 1 2 right there. So you can just go here, select it, and you can also skip 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, right, like this, and it's gonna have 5 empty cells, and you can do the same again. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, and boom, you have the basic Hoodtrap pattern. Only last thing you gotta do is place it 1 on the second beat here and on the fourth here, and now you gotta play with the bounce. So you can change that one. For example, usually that one is played here or here, depends for people. I mean, depends on the rhythm you want to play, but you gotta experiment now. I can't like give you all the, I can do all the works for you, alright? I give you already all the tips. Now you can just experiment with it, experiment with the pattern, and you should be able to do things like this. Like as you can see, rolls here, rolls again, really high rolls. And how to do it, just play snare note like this, alright? A long note, you're gonna do Alt A, and then just gonna play with the time mole here, as you can see. And you should play with the time mole well. You can also play with the velocity, so right click and drag like this, and it's gonna create a nice pattern, as you can see. This is how it sounds like. As you can see, really nice pattern, especially with the ghost notes. You can call them like this. Like, it's the notes that have lower velocities than the normal notes, and it sounds really good like this. Then we have a chant playing on the second beat of the second bar, and also on the second beat of the fourth bar. So yeah, maybe it's like saying all those really weird stuff. Basically, just showing you really quickly. This is a bar, and this is a beat, alright? So now you know it. And these are called cells. These are cells, apparently. That's according to FL Studio wiki. So now I added a laser. This is something you're gonna see really a lot in my Hoodtrap collection, like my Hoodtrap beats. You're gonna see a lot of lasers, a lot of percs, and that's the laser, for example. This is how it sounds like. Alright, and it's just repeating itself. Last, we have a triangle with the same like delay type of effect, as you can see, that I showed you earlier. And it's playing just one note, but then I copied the same pattern, so it's gonna be 8 notes if I'm not wrong. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I like this, and 8 again here. And I just played with the velocity to make it like a delay effect, basically. Last perk that I used, this is not really a perk, but it's a Vox. It's the pure Vox that you might know. It's pretty famous and it's really good. As you can see, I just lowered it a little bit. As you can see, instead of playing it on C, I just played it on D sharp, so it's a higher note. And now let's get to the spins. So the spins is just following the same bass pattern that I showed you earlier. The third bar here, the third beat, sorry, and here like this. Yeah, basically it's really simple, and I just added the same like bounce to it. And it's really easy to do what I want, actually. That's the basic Hoodtrap 808 pattern. Now you might ask me how my 808 sounds like this. So first, I usually boost it a lot. As you can see, a lot, 8% is already a lot. You're gonna see it when you boost it, but when you boost it like this, it's gonna sound really saturated, really good. That's why you gotta add a really nice preset that you have for free on FL Studio. It's Fruity Soft Clipper. This one is really nice. It's on the basic preset. I didn't touch anything, and I also put it on my master. I'm gonna show you my master preset that I use when I want to make those really hard distorted beats, especially with the really bouncy 808. That's my basic thing that I do. And for all my drums, by the way, they are not mixed. Like, there's no mix to it because they're already fire. They come from my drum kit, so they must be fire. I know it. I know that they're fire. Now for the effects, it's really simple. Just playing for like effects, and I mean my tag and everything. Especially the scratch here is really good. It adds that nice like Esdeekid type of vibe. It's really good. Risers, as you can see, really nice too. And just to switch it up a little bit, I used the CTM, and as you can see, it's playing those shorter notes because I also used another bass, a wavy bass, right, from my drum kit too, and they're really good, especially when you mix them together. And this is how they both sound together. And as you can see, I added a lot of slides. I'm going to show you how to do a slide. Basically, take your first note that you need. So this is going to be the note that is going to be the bass note, so the first note that is playing, and then the note that you want it to go to. So for example, I want it to go to F down here, so 1 octave down. I double click on the note and I click this little triangle here. It's going to create a glide, and the glide depends on the length of the note. So the shorter the note is, this one, the shorter the slide note is, the faster it's going to be for the slide, so make sure to take that in consideration. And yeah, I mean, the beat is already done. It's really simple. It's a really nice beat too. And maybe a tip I can give you is for the master. It's something that I like to do with my master. Add a pro EQ, and I boosted the lows, as you can see, because I really want those lows to be punchy, hard, and really like gets you in the ear. Like this is really good. And for the highs, I always do this. Usually I go 3 or 4 dB, and as you can see here, I only went 2.4 dB with the highs. So I usually tell you to cut the highs, but here, since they're already cut from all the sources, it's only gonna add more higher frequencies to the entire beat, and it's not gonna be harsh because I already removed everything from the sources. Then I like to add Fruity Wave Shaper. This is a saturation plugin, a distortion plugin if I'm not wrong, and I just add a little bit, as you can see, just like this. Like you take that and you add a little bit, and it's really good. It sounds really good, especially with pins, CTMs, with distorted feature. This is really good too. And I like to add Camel Crusher on my master with the solo master preset, and I don't touch anything unless I want to remove the distortion. Sometimes when it's, especially when it's beats that don't need really good lows, I usually just turn off the distortion. But here we need it. We need the distortion, we need the saturation, we need everything. Like, we need punchy bass, so I just kept that distortion on, and pretty soft clipper on the basic preset. Don't need to touch anything. And as I told you, it's all about gain staging, it's all about volume staging, especially for the drums. If you look, only my melodies are with like EQs, effects and stuff. Okay, my fault again. I had to restart my camera software. I mean, it's lagging a lot, that software. I don't know why. I'm using my phone, by the way, so that's maybe why. But yeah, and the beat is already done. Maybe the last tip I can give you is using that basic intro. All right, it's actually real simple. Take the first bar of that one. All right, you're gonna take the first 2 bar like this, you're gonna cut it. So I'm gonna take the first bar like this, boom. I'm gonna select it, like select everything like this, and then I'm just gonna place it here, here, and here. And you can also shrink it a little bit so that it sounds choppier, and let it like this sometimes, especially for example here, if I'm not wrong, there, as you can see, I let that one a little bit longer, and those ones a little bit longer, but that one is really short and quick. And I mean, it just goes well with the beat and the overall like theme, and it's really good. Like, I highly recommend y'all to do those really basic intro, especially when you're making beats preview, because people, when they look at your beats, they're not gonna spend 20 minutes on it. All right, they're gonna only go to the first, maybe like first few seconds, and if the first few seconds are not good, they're gonna skip, bro. So make sure to have a nice like intro and go directly on the drums, go directly to the main thing, so that you know that your beats is gonna be fire. Because usually people don't have time, they don't have time to look at everything, so they see the first few seconds. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, they skip. And that's the hard truth, right? That's the hard truth. So yeah, I hope guys that you like the beat and that you like the breakdown. As always, don't forget that you can subscribe to my channel. Don't forget that you can like this video if you liked it, and don't forget that you can also comment. This helps me a lot. This is really supporting, and really I'm thankful for y'all. I'm thankful for all the subscribers that are following me, all the people that are supporting me. And you can also go on emotionalwave.com, by the way, and take my free kits. Like, they are all free on my website right now. They are all discounted as free, so just go cop some kits, bro. They are fire. Go cop some kits. All right, last thing I can tell you is, like, have a good day, guys, because for real, this is important. So be careful, and don't forget, guys, that Jesus loves you every time. Don't forget that Jesus loves you, guys. It's important. All right, be blessed, everyone. Have a good day. Peace out.